They had told me that my ADHD and my autism was making other people uncomfortable. And I said, nothing, I'm leaving.
If God's so great, why did he make me like this? Why didn't he fix all this stuff? How miracles happen to some people and they just didn't happen to you? Is that part of your questioning?
I don't have answers. And that's what I think is beautiful. There is no answer.
Real conversations, radically honest about how we actually find hope when life is really bringing us down.
Welcome back to Filthy Hope. We're a podcast where we talk about faith with no filter. It's a radically honest conversation about life in the grey spaces. And where does faith hit that? We talk about grace and grit. And today we have got part 2 with our special guest, Rachel Humphries. Welcome, Rachel.
Welcome,
And
daughter,
welcome-
sister, friend,
And welcome,
Father
brother.
figure.
reverend sister.
Yeah, this is a weird one. I feel like we're at the family table, dinner
It's a
table.
family communion. I talked to Ness recently and I called her my aunt.
Yeah.
Oh, so touched.
Auntie Ness.
Because I know
Auntie
your
Ness.
aunties and they're gorgeous. They're
You're just as crazy as them.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. And in the best possible way,
Oh,
they
yeah.
are. Linda's sisters are the bomb.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Filthy Hope. As you said, real people, real stories. If you haven't caught it, we're having a part 2 conversation with Rachel. Rachel talked about her life story, some of the struggles that she had, particularly with neurodiversity
And mental health.
and mental health and stuff like that.
As a
and
young
we were
person
just
too.
about to launch into a big conversation about autism and faith
Yes.
when we realised we should probably do it this episode.
Yeah, let's
so
do it.
here is episode 2
Yes.
of a 2-part conversation. So thank you for joining us.
Yeah, Rach, you've been listening to a lot of miracle stuff.
Yes.
We've done the blind guy that gets sight. We've done Lazarus, who's been risen from the dead. We're going to have Jesus in a moment, who does the absolute ultimate miracle gig, dies and raises from the dead 3 days later. And you alluded to something in the last episode. You said you think the essence of the Bible is great about loving one another and loving your friends and the love piece, and that's magnificent. But then you did allude to the fact that you find the miracle piece a little bit. You didn't say ick, did you? You just
No,
said
I guess it's just not as much where my faith is.
right. Can you unpack that for us?
Well, I am a very, I'd say, critical and overthinker and factual, big history buff, love learning new things, which I totally get from my dad. Recently learning about the Titanoboa, super interesting. Extinct snake.
Big boa, the megalodon is the big shark.
Oh, wow.
This is the big snake.
Big
boa.
snake. Yes.
Yeah, wow.
So
I
I
haven't
love-
done that one yet.
Oh, you should. It's a good deep dive.
Sorry, back to this podcast.
But like science and facts and stuff, which is totally
Is this
again
like a
or
special interest?
oh, it's totally an autistic
autism
thing to
special
love
interest
like
thing?
fun facts and learning about
Deep
things.
dive. Like a lot of
A Google
autistic
tangent?
kids love their dinosaurs.
Yes.
And not just love them.
But in love.
But,
It's everything.
But have deep dive. They can tell you the genus, the species, the
Yes.
history.
Yes.
Which, because they've gone really deep. It's not just
Yes.
these are
Surface
cute
level.
little animals.
Yes.
They're like they know
Yeah.
everything.
what their area of interest is often a deep dive for,
Yeah, so I got
for
the
some autism. Not all autistic.
Yeah, not all autism. I got the musical autism. That's
Yes.
a separate issue. But so for me, again, I'm very literal and like an overthinker and things. So I just struggle, I guess, factualizing, contextualizing and doing it. So whilst I'd say a believer, I actually was researching before I got told that I was too depressed and should not continue with extension history. My topic of research for my HSC was actually into the historicity of the crucifixion of Christ.
Wow, Rach.
So it was, and there is more historical, factual evidence for Jesus than there was Caesar, which is fascinating. And if you're interested, I do recommend.
As in Julius, not the
Yeah,
dressing.
Julius Caesar, not the thing. So
The dressing is named after him.
there is all of this evidence. So absolutely believe he's a person and things. But for me, miracles and stuff, when you talk about the stories, there's always something to learn and there's always something to relate. Whether or not I get the same things out of it as other people would be different.
Because for you, sorry, Ness.
So you sit there in church because you're right next to me and you've just knocked out indescribable with all these great words and talking about the majesty of God and you do it with such passion and such conviction. And then I have to get up there and I talk about these miracles. So how does it land for you? Are you sitting there thinking, shut up, Ness? What's going on for you?
As a little bit.
What's going on, Rach?
So like Tim Minchin's Australian musical genius, but
I
also
love him.
comedian. And he's got this lovely song, White Wine in the Sun, which is about Christmas. He said, I really love Christmas. And he loves the songs. The music is great, but the lyrics are dodgy. Is that your sort of experience as you sing some of these Jesus-y songs?
For some of them, they just feel so surface. And as people at the church would actually know, a lot of the songs that I pick or my personal picks are really grounded in the world or, pain being seen through, having the support. Compassion.
You do.
That's a lot of the songs that I personally pick. And then the other songs are the ones that I know that the old people like. And so I give them the ones that they like.
Like that old person there?
No, that's different.
I'm a cool old person, sure.
But again, it's I guess the biggest one that I can tell you is things like people criticize doubting Thomas, or you have I'm obsessed with, as I said, I have musical theatre autism as one of my big special interests.
Hyper interests.
Love Jesus Christ Superstar.
Yes.
But I also love the representation of Judas.
Yes.
In that musical, because it gives, for me, it's the human and the flawedness. As somebody who's had such a difficult time, to have somebody in the Bible asking questions and wanting to know more, and people automatically, when you hear a lot of sermons, they automatically disregard that person. This person didn't believe and therefore they're going to hell. And you're like, whoa. For me, I sit there and I go, well, duh. Wouldn't you also have questions and be
curious?
How would you react as personally? Because I feel that I would probably be that sort of person in that scenario.
So if you didn't watch last episode, Rach talked about the fact that she's got ADHD, she's got autism, she is queer and asexual, and she's had some pretty shitty stuff that led her to almost want to take her life, or actually do want to take her life, and ended up in a psych hospital. So I'm just wondering, Rach, does some of that play into that pragmatic sense of faith that if God's so great, why did he make me like this? Why didn't he fix all this stuff? How can miracles happen to some people and they just didn't happen to you? Is that part of your questioning?
I think it was at one point. I don't view it as that. I view everything in life as a lesson. Like I said, I love to learn. And I think that I have learned so much from my experiences, and I believe that is why I experienced the crap, politely, that I have received.
So God didn't make you autistic?
God probably didn't make me autistic, and he probably didn't make me queer.
You just were born that way.
It's how I was born.
Baby, I was born that way. Sorry, we always have a song moment. That's a bit of Lady Gaga. Really badly done.
It's funny, Rach, I sort of came into the picture in your relationship. I knew you were always there because I worked with your dad for a long time now, and I've known your family for a long time. But I came in just after the psych episode at Hornsby Hospital, and I was looking at putting a band together for church, and you were the girl. You were the person. I wonder, is there, through my Jesus lens, and I've got a trauma lens.
Yes.
Through my Jesus lens, I wonder how this lands for you. Okay? Reject it, love it, whatever you want to do with it, put it through the blender.
Yeah.
This is how does this land? You have this moment And it's a pivotal moment in your development, psychologically, spiritually and emotionally, and a birthing of this young, gorgeous, creative woman that is about to be launched, who just needed to have some healing and wholeness to find her right platform to develop in a loving, nurturing environment that would launch her.
Yeah.
So that's your thinking of why you're going to employ her?
Well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
And so you come on board and you start working with us, and I do no judgment. I like to think I do no judgment.
Oh, you made me cry for the first few services. I sobbed, and then you made me go up on stage, like wiping tears away, because you kept talking about like trauma responses and things. It was such like, again, very cruel of you. Do you know how hard it is to sing after crying? Rude.
But it was actually helpful.
Oh, it was completely healing.
So Rachel's being sarcastic.
Were you being funny then for those of you who don't
For those who are autistic up there not hearing sarcasm.
Sarcasm.
Yeah,
so I guess the best way to
So it landed okay with you?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're in a nurturing space?
It was beautifully.
That's why
I view...
And Rachel doesn't cry at anything, by the way.
No.
That's part of the autism as well.
Chilly little heart.
Yeah.
Chilly little heart.
What I would like to say is that I view it as a plan. I jokingly say that I went kicking and screaming to a lot of things that have happened to me.
Yes.
What I didn't mention in the previous episode was that I had left the church. I had left music. So the reason I'd left the church was actually I grew up in a church and they were a little bit cliquey
and judgy.
And
they
they had told me that my ADHD and my autism was making other people uncomfortable. And what could we do to make them more uncomfortable? And I said, nothing. I'm leaving. I don't want to be a part of this. I don't want to be a part of your group if that's your opinion. So I'd left the church because that's how the people that I'd grown up with had treated me. And then I'd left music because I was told that I would never be good enough.
Not all people in that church, just a couple of people.
A large amount.
It was a fairly cliquey group.
It was a fairly cliquey group.
They're very accepting of certain things.
And other things are not so much.
Okay.
So I had done all of that. And then I jokingly...
And to be honest, they felt bad afterwards.
They did apologize, just for everyone. And they've learned they're much better with people. But I've just left that group because I didn't feel a place in
Not
that.
safe.
And you were depressed and
I was depressed and all those things.
So that just didn't help.
So all of this has happened. I jokingly as a kid had always said that I was never going to work in a church because I didn't want to be my father. And then I'd also said I was never going to be a worship leader. And if anyone ever made me worship leader, which is the people that lead band at church, I would make them sing Oceans 6 times with 37 repeats out of spite. So I jokingly had said this, and then lo and behold, Ness offered me what I couldn't refuse, money. And I said yes.
And we sing Oceans.
Oh, we sung Oceans today.
6 times on repeat.
Excuse me, I keep only 2 repeats because I'm ADHD and any more than that is boring. So I did that. And then again, Ness made me cry, and it was actually such a healing because not only did I get music back into my life, I got a little bit of faith. And I think that's where my current understanding of faith and placement and things comes from with it. And I like to use my upbringing for love and for teaching. And I'm still very theoretical with and dissecting with a lot of faith. I mean, I am always open for a discussion if anyone wants to pick my brains and talk Bible technology, like technicalities.
You're a powerhouse in church. I just love it.
Well, I grew up with all the answers.
Well, you come up with all the answers. I'm
Hopefully
waiting.
questions as well.
Annoying questions.
I pose a question to my congregation and I just wait for it to sit and simmer, but Rachel's got the bloody answer straight away.
Well, it's both growing up with learning a lot about the Bible. I've been to church every Sunday. I had all that education, but I was also raised by my father.
Yeah.
Who's not a very good Christian.
Well,
Great theologian.
We are, as we like to put it, shit stirrers. So sometimes it's asking also questions because it's going to really annoy someone if you ask the questions. And that's really funny for me.
Rattle some feathers.
Yeah, ruffle some feathers. Have some discussions.
Yeah, and it's not malicious.
It's not malicious,
just the
but
fact that
I don't
It's just
believe.
crap.
Yeah.
What we've been taught in church for me, and this is what Rach is alluding to, this is why I say I'm a bad Christian. I don't like going to church a lot of the time just to do church the way it's always been done.
Yeah.
I get stuff out of a song and I get stuff out of a sermon, but, I just go, so much of it's just doing the motions.
Yes.
Doing it for tradition rather than growth.
Yeah.
I believe that when we should ask questions. I mean, in the Bible, how many times does Jesus ask questions? Hundreds of times. Do you know how many questions he actually answers?
How many?
3.
I didn't know that.
He only gives 3 direct answers. The rest of the time, he answers the question with another question.
Because or with a doing.
He wants you to think and to learn and to discuss. That was a lot of his mentality. And I believe that that's how faith should, or at least that's how I approach faith. It is a point of discussion and learning and growth. I don't believe there's an answer. It's why I would say that it's not that I don't believe in miracles, but for me, that's not. But I'm absolutely open to other people's interpretations because I find that interesting, and I believe that that's also somebody else's faith. That's how they make them. That's who that person is. And discussion and sharing experiences is the best way to grow and to learn. And that's sort of how I approach it. Everything should be done with love. And the only thing in faith that I disagree with is if you say that something is certain.
Yes.
Because it's all interpretations. It's all translations. It's all someone else's word. Most of the things are not Jesus's direct things. They're what somebody said that Jesus said. So it's all translations. It's all sharings of stories and discussions. So if you said God hates gay people, I say, where's your proof? Let's discuss. I did laugh, actually. Somebody told me I was going to hell once because I was gay. And I had to walk away because I was like, it's so funny.
No.
Oh, so good.
Judge not, yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I
for
disagree with.
When you're thinking, because miracles aren't like big things. You can accept Ness's story about her miracles, but for you, it's this subtler miracle that God has worked through people in your life and brought you through stuff, as you said.
It's subtle. It's a path.
Has taken the crappy stuff that's happened to you or the hard stuff that's difficult and would use the Jesus word redeemed, but change the value and meaning so it's not just crap. It's, as you said, it's now I've learnt more about myself through them. God didn't make you go through those so that you would grow, but somehow out of those things has come growth.
It's grit and grace, as we say.
And Ness and I would say God's at work in that, and whether or not you own that, that's up to you.
Yeah. There's an echo in here. Like I said, I think that I've been through all of these things to be better and to have a greater capacity for love. And do I think that there's probably God's plan? Yeah, I would say. I just don't believe in the big instant miracles where if I pray really hard, this person's no longer going to have cancer.
Right.
But I believe that we could be there and somebody is sent there to support the family.
Right. Yeah.
In a time when they're struggling. That sort of thing. And faith can be such a comfort and a tool, and some of the greatest people that I know and some of the most loving people are people that have been raised in faith, and I believe that that's what they've learnt as well, and I think that's so beautiful. But the instant miracles are probably the thing that I have the hardest.
So the other week, 2 weeks ago, I shared about my left bundle branch blockage in my heart. What do you think about that healing?
Again,
what do you call that?
I don't have answers, and that's what I think is beautiful. There is no answer. I don't have answers, and that's what I think is beautiful. There is no answer. It could be that the amazing doctors have been sent there to also look after you, and your congregation is there to support you, and your beautiful family have been sent there to love you. So it doesn't have to be, I don't know.
How would you sum up the message of the Bible?
Oh, so this is a running joke in my family. I believe that the big message of the Bible is that God said, don't be a dick.
Right.
Bible according to Rachel.
Yes.
God said, don't be a dick.
Yep.
And to love people.
Yeah.
And I
And
think
is that both literally in terms of patriarchy and as in the metaphorical don't be
Do you mean
nasty
just
to
don't be
other
mean?
people?
Yeah.
When you say that, do you mean just don't be a twit?
yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the commandments and what Jesus said. Jesus said, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
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 That's the Bible according to Rachel. There's a few other paraphrases and other books, but yeah, I think that's the general gist. And that's how I like to live my life. God said, don't be a dick, so don't be a
Which
dick.
means for you,
That's loving people.
loving other people.
It has resulted in, like I said, I've been through a lot of crap. We talked about it in the previous episode. And in the last week, I've had 4 separate friends from 4 different areas of my life come to me for support. Some of it with relationship advice, which is hilarious. As an asexual person, it's really hard to date. And I'm so busy, so I don't have time for it. So people coming to me for relationship advice is hilarious. But it's more because they know that I will listen and I will understand the pain, and I'm not going to try and fix it for them, but I'll be there to support them. Another friend with dealing with a work issue, another friend dealing with some mental health issues. And again, this is someone from uni, someone from my band,
Wow.
someone from work, someone from another group of friends, all just because they felt comfortable
Yeah.
to discuss.
Yeah. You're just, you're a gift, Rachel, in all your sparkleness.
My sparkle,
Yeah.
autism sparkle.
Yep, it is. It's just a gift
But it
to
also,
every
I
sector of
guess,
your world.
You live it out as well.
Yes.
'Cause while we're having lunch before recording, you were talking about, so last episode, Rach talked about the fact that one of her jobs is being on the reception desk at a hotel, which means you have to work with the general public.
Oh,
And the general public
you must find lots
can
of
be
twits.
a bit hard to work with. People demanding, just not thinking straight
Asking
sometimes.
stupid things.
People are very silly.
Dying.
Oh, yeah, someone died. That was wild. Overdose. I've seen it all. You really do in hotels.
But how does that understanding of the Bible feed into your actual life? Like, because you get this really annoying person on the thing saying, your website's not working, or you haven't booked me all this stuff, or I've paid all this money.
We had someone get mad at us because we couldn't book her in because the hotel was full.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were in trouble because we didn't sell her a room that we didn't have.
Yeah. So how do you deal with that? How does that not being a pain or responding in a way that's, just
Unkind.
unkind.
Yeah.
Not being a dicky person to those
Fruits
people.
of the Spirit are love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, and goodness, gentleness, thankfulness, and self-control. Galatians 5:22.
So you are at your heart, at your core, you are a Jesus girl, Rachel Humphries.
It's ingrained.
You can't escape it, sister.
I once did it was a youth group as a kid, and they said whoever read the Bible the fastest got a prize. I enjoyed
love
that
reading.
prize. Yeah, well, that's a challenge.
Yeah,
Somebody
did you
set
win
me a
that
challenge.
prize?
Of course, I'm autistic. You set a challenge. I achieve challenges.
Literal challenge.
You set a literal challenge. If you
And
did
I'm
not
off.
want it, that you should have specified. So that's an autism thing with
And you
rules.
love reading, so
Yeah, exactly.
win-win.
Yeah, and I like to know things. So
Cool.
It's the best. You are just a
But what you're
delight.
actually saying as well is that it's not just a story in your life. You haven't just done it. It actually does get into how you treat people, that this stuff is important, even if it's not just because of religion. It's actually just good stuff that makes
yeah, I
the world a
believe.
better place.
Yeah, if religion is what it's taught to be, which is loving and sharing and support and community, there is so much good to be done in the world. I always jokingly explain, for those of you who might not be familiar with the Uniting Church, where we are all from, I call it the Hufflepuffs of denomination, which is
A Harry Potter reference.
a Harry Potter reference because that was one of my special interests growing up, autism.
Until you found out that J.K. Rowling was
She hates trans
she didn't
people.
follow the
But it is, the Hufflepuffs is sort of just like the other house. They're supportive. The joke is that they're really good finders, but they're just like the loving, chill, supportive ones, which is what I believe the uniting church is, which is we're not the outlandish ones. We don't think that we're the best of everyone. Jesus is cool and all, but let's have a bake sale and build a church in India and build support. Let's support and fund counseling services.
Yeah.
Because that's what we should do to support our fellow people.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's why I believe that it's such a church. I think it would have been a very different experience growing up if I'd been in a different denomination.
Of course.
I don't know if I'd ever have come back to the church, especially as a queer neurodivergent person. I know a lot of denominations that I would have been shunned from.
Well, I'm so glad you came to my church. I'm so glad I have you working with us. It's just the greatest gift, and my congregation are just so grateful to have you. It's just
sometimes.
If you go off and be a Disney princess on a ship, I'll be heartbroken, Rachel. but we'll be happy for you to go
as a Disney princess doing punk.
Yes, we definitely do. Yeah, we can't wait.
It's really good.
Yeah.
And especially the guy that you sing with who also dresses up as a Disney princess.
So that was hilarious. So we did a Disney Goes Punk show and I dressed up in like this beautiful halter, like blue shirt and a tiara and my rainbow eyeshadow. And then I turned up and he's dressed as Jasmine. I was like, one of us is going to have to change.
You didn't?
No, so both of us were dressed as like
Disney
Jasmine.
princesses. I love it. It's so great. Oh, this is what makes you exceptional, sister.
Everything's
Thank you for
love.
joining
How
us.
do you respond, just as we finish, that Ness has this sneaking suspicion that you'll end up like your father and ordained and a leader in the church?
Look, I say no, but as everything in my life has gone, kicking and screaming, I said I'd never work in a church. I said I'd never end up like my father. I said I'd never be a worship leader. I also said for my workplace that I would never work in reception. And then I said I would never be a manager.
So there's a pattern there.
Ooh, yeah, everything.
Don't make plans.
Don't make plans, and I need to stop saying that I won't do things because I literally, the week before I got promoted was just like, everyone's just like, well, this person's left. Are you now going to step up and be a DM, which is a manager? And I was like, no, not going to do that. And the next week they were like, so Rachel. And I was like, damn it.
Well, we just are excited for whatever God has planned for you, Rachel, because I know that you're a seeker of you're a seeker of all things. You're a deeply spiritual person. You are a lover of God. I watch it in you. I see it in you. You can't escape it, I don't think, sister. It's a part of your DNA, really. It's who you are, and you express it.
You don't have to be religious.
You don't have to.
It.
Yeah, you just sparkle in your own beautiful way, which
Those
is
who
just
live in love, live in God, and God lives in them.
Yeah, amen. And you do it in your own beautiful way, and that is perfect in God's eyes. And that's the only set of eyes you need to worry about.
I think the only thing I'd add is that in the dark places, there is joy to be found. And if I can't find the joy, then I will always strive to bring joy to other people. Whether it's a laugh or a giggle, even if I'm not feeling it, I think that I get so much out of being love and supporting people and bringing a smile to people's faces.
And you do.
Because that's, I think, what I was sort of sent and brought to do.
How
so beautiful. I will strive to do that.
One of many things. Thank you, Rachel
You're
Humphries.
You're a great example that, if things aren't going well, reach out, ask for help. That was the hardest thing I ever had to do.
Yes.
Was take Rachel to the hospital.
Yep, I bet.
Whoa. I didn't cry. Normally I cry when I tell that story.
Yeah.
And that's been somebody who's been through it as well. But, having conversations with Rach as well.
Rough.
As fellow people who thought that
you want to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you reach out for help and many don't. So if you're listening to this, and again, if this triggers something for you or you're not feeling great, hear Rachel's story and reach out. Get some help. Reach out to us. Reach out to Lifeline if you're in Australia or some sort of counselling service. Don't suffer by yourself and know that other people are actually there to help and care.
100%.
Reach out, ask for help, and make sure you fill things with things you love. And don't let other people tell you that you can't or you shouldn't or that you're not good enough. Because if that brings you joy, you should take it and grab it and do that.
Amen.
Thank you, Rachel, for having a conversation with us.
That was
She's now
fun.
going to go after having
Sung this
led
morning.
the service this morning, then doing 2 podcasts. She's now going to work at the hotel till 11 o'clock tonight. So big day. Thank you so much for giving your time for us.
I'll sleep one day. Today is not that day.
Yeah.
Thank you, Reverend Sister.
Thank you, Reverend Brother. And thank you.
all our lovely listeners and watchers. Make good. And if you really think this is worth sharing, just a like, If you want to be notified, then subscribe. But, it does help us if you think, I can't be bothered. That'd be great. Thanks for watching and listening.
See you
Like,
next time.
subscribe, share, comment.
Yeah,
write-
comment are great. Yeah, but nice comments. Don't, as Rachel said, that Jesus said, in your comments, don't be a dick.
Don't be a
Yeah.
dick. But if you want to have a fun discussion, I'm always down, particularly on the TikToks. Catch me lurking.
Okay, see ya.
See you.
We're really glad you joined us. If you can do all that liking and subscribing, it just helps the algorithm help other people find what we're talking about. So if you find it useful, do that clicky stuff. Thanks.